Jimmy Butler, he's a very interesting player to me.
He's like, oh shoot, I don't know where to go with the ball because I haven't been able to think.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. Now LeBron's a four-time champion, and Anthony Davis gets his first.
It's unacceptable. So happy when the Astros lost because it would definitely be a 2020 thing.
Yeah, I was impressed by their game. Braden Point, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov. That was the best line in the playoffs, no doubt.
Stay undefeated when they face the mighty Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared Sandler, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. The season has started. A lot has happened. Mavs have lost a couple of close games. Well, all their losses have been close games with the Suns blowing 20-point lead. Lost the OKC overtime game and then lost to the Pelicans. And so there are other performances like the Lakers are on 5, but I know Kristaps has been playing well for the Wizards. And Austin, do you care if your team has a hot start, or if a team has a hot start, do you think that means good things for their overall success?
Not necessarily, because I truly believe that it takes a while for your team to get fully invested into whatever system you're running, especially if you have a new head coach or running a system that is at least new to some of the players, or if you have a lot of rookies, stuff like that. But I definitely think that it is a good thing to start out hot because you won't have to win those games later. And I truly believe that every game is important. And I see that from the MLB, and that's a league that has so many games, as you obviously know, 162. Every game matters, and getting to a hot start, especially one this early, can definitely build confidence in a team that didn't maybe think they had all that much of a chance. A team like the Jazz, who are 5-2, playing very, very good basketball. A team like the Knicks are 3-2, but a 5 seed. The Spurs are 4-2. There's a lot of Portland's 5-1, but I don't think all of these are sustainable. But it's definitely a good start.
Okay, yeah, I agree because if you look at last year, 2 of the 4 final teams in the NBA playoffs, Mavs and Celtics. Celtics even had a worse start at the midway point. I believe they were below 500, and they were able to make it to the finals. Mavs were around 500, and then they were able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. So I don't think it's going to rule them out. I think you're trying, especially with the moves, you want to figure out how these are going to work. Like with the Lakers, you're trying to figure out how to work with Russell Westbrook. And sorry, I'm just going to talk a bunch of Mavs. You have Christian Wood doing well, and then JaVale McGee not starting well, and just figure out the minutes. And then I think same thing can be said for the Wizards with Kristaps. This is really the first time you're seeing him with Bradley Beal, and then you have Donovan Mitchell with the Cavaliers. Man, I still haven't adjusted to that. That's where he is on the Cavaliers. And then so the Lakers are 0-5. That's been a main thing. But what would it mean if they got the number 1 pick and then it went to the Pelicans?
The league would end. That's a simple answer. I've told you this before. Me and one of my friends did an NBA my league, and we made a Pelicans team that was relatively good. But the Lakers did end up giving us the number 1 pick, and we took Wembanyama, and that was that. Guarding Zion plus Brandon Ingram plus CJ plus all the young point guards, whether it be Jose Alvarado or Dyson Daniels. They also have Herb Jones off the bench and starting Wembanyama. Obviously, at center, they still have Jonas. They still have Jackson Hayes. It's a really athletic team, really tall team besides Jose Alvarado, and a team that can play outstanding defense. And I would be shocked if they didn't contend immediately.
Yeah, I just don't even consider Zion because he's always dealt with injuries. I think if you add Wembanyama to a team without Zion, I think they're still incredibly gifted. And then Zion is just like icing for me. I just don't really know what to think of Zion's career at this point. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's definitely a confusing career to take a view at, but I definitely think that he has still performed relatively well in his uh, career so far. And obviously, injuries have played a major role in everything that he's been dealing with. But I just think that he can have uh, get back into the healthy string of things. And I know that he was out for the Mavs game, even though the Mavs ended up losing that game without all their good players, or without the Pelicans all good players. But we'll have to see. But the Pelicans team with Wembanyama would be insane.
Yeah, I agree. Now, anything else that's stood out to you in the NBA so far?
Um, Not really. Maybe it's the support, performance of some players. Keldon Johnson is playing out of his mind. He is averaging. Let me just check really quickly. Keldon is averaging 23.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's making almost 4 threes a game. And he's a major reason why the Spurs are so good. Tyrese Halliburton's averaging 23 and 10. Buddy Hield is playing really well. I mean, there's just a lot of teams, whether it be Pacers or Spurs or Jazz or any of these other teams that are just playing well for seemingly no reason, considering the Victor Wembanyama stuff. But there definitely is a sense in the NBA that tanking is not the way to go.
And that's a good thing. Now, to a team that has not gotten off to a good start and had a lot of drama surrounding itself, the Nets. Do you think they trade one of the big players?
Not unless they're significantly behind the 8 ball come the midway point of the season. And that would take a lot considering the fact that obviously 10 teams make the playoffs now. So I'm going to say no.
Okay. And then Russell Westbrook, staying in the same vein, do you think he stays on the Lakers?
He's a hard sell to any team that picks him up, especially with the lack of picks the Lakers have. So I do think he stays a Laker because I don't know how you get rid of him without trading AD.
Wow. That would be quite a trade. And, like, I think Westbrook can still be a good player on teams. It's just the way this team is constructed, I don't think he's not being used well. Do you agree?
He definitely is not being used to his full potential. A team that has Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Westbrook, all guys who need to get to the lane to create any sort of offense normally, it definitely stipends. It definitely hurts the growth of Russ in this system, and they definitely don't need him because he does not fit what they need. But the whole trade they made with the Wizards, trading away Kuzma, who's playing very, very well with the Wizards, trading away all these other guys, KCP, who is a good shooter for them, and Montrezl Harrell, who is a good power forward for them. It definitely didn't work out. And while everyone was blaming Frank Vogel, they should have been blaming Rob Pelinka.
Yeah, I agree. Rob Pelinka, I know there were rumors that they were going to get DeMar DeRozan, but then they traded for Russell Westbrook. That really hasn't worked out. I do think they trade him because it seems like, or they find a way to just make a move and just replace him somehow. Because it seems like he's not very open to the bench role, which I think would work. Because then he wouldn't be playing with LeBron and AD. Then he could just be a facilitator on that and getting to the rim. But it seems like he's not willing to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard situation to look at, especially considering all the success that Russ has had before. Even with the Wizards, even with the Rockets, he was not all that bad. So to see how he's performing now, you have to wonder whether it's him or the Lakers or both. It probably is some sort of combination of both. But
Yeah,
there's nowhere to go but up because you can't play much worse than he is.
that is a fair assessment, and I think we'll end it right there. That's our NBA video, just a little roundabout way of talking about things on our mind. That's all we got. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.